Hey y'all, what's up? Big Willie here, and this is something different. This is our Uncharted Expeditions world that we play for streams on Fridays, and I thought this setup was really cool. So I came up with a way to use infinite lava and a magmatic dynamo to get us power for our early game power, and I wanted to share the setup with you guys. So what we got going on here is we dug down it and we found a lava source in our world that qualifies and was big enough in the overworld to qualify as an infinite lava source. We made a hose pulley and all. Let's go down and take a look at it. So if we come over, look, I can't even get over there. I was like mad building trying to get this figured out. So right below our feet right here, there's a giant pool of lava that I broke into while I was just mining down here. So I made the hose pulley, lowered it down in there, and when I did, I got the tapping the mantle achievement, which means that I lowered that hose pulley into what is considered a big enough pool of lava to be infinite. So then we brought a single little water wheel down here and set it up, and we're ratioing the speed up to get it fast enough to keep up with our pump. And then we're using a fluid pump to pump out of there. We've got a little buffer tank, which is kind of pointless, but that was just testing the theory to make sure this would work. Now we have a spout, and then we're utilizing warp pipes. So this warp pipe is actually taking the empty buckets from upstairs, and they will pop out here. This funnel sucks it in. This barrel is a buffer so that it can hold enough of them, in case the system is running, fast. It'll come along the line, get filled with the spout, and it plops off the end and goes into this warp pipe, which is connected to the other end of our setup up top. So this is going to fill buckets. We'll get to see it in work here in a minute. I just got through doing a bunch of mining so we can put a strain on the system to make it use some power. So as I was saying, the empty buckets come along and get dumped right into this green warp pipe. They sit and wait on the item drain until the magmatic dynamo needs more lava. When it does, it drains the bucket moves on. This is the filled buckets that get dumped off the backside of the downstairs setup, and we're just using a double chest here with a buffer. And as you can see, we have, I don't know, it's like 20, 25 buckets of lava as a buffer. Once this needs another bucket, it will pull it out on the line, but it won't despawn this way. The extra buckets sit here in our chest rather than being in the real world and then despawning because, like right now, we haven't used any lava this whole time because everything's full on power and it's not burning any more magma currently. So let's make it burn some magma. I went mining because I have run out of storage and I wanted to be able to upgrade a bunch of chests, and it is much cheaper in the early game to go mine a bunch of copper than it is to continue running those little dungeons for our silver. We'll have a better access to silver before too long, but we don't have it yet. So what we have is we have this pulverizer set up right here, which we use to get an extra chance to get a little bit more copper out of our copper. So we're going to let this run for a second, and once it draws some lava out of here, should start pulling now. We're definitely using some now. There we go. So there, as you see, when it empties a bucket, the bucket's going to go in that pipe. Let's head downstairs. It happens really fast down here. Oh, it was already done. I don't know if you saw that flash when we came down, but it is pretty fast on the downstairs side to fill the bucket of lava and get it back to the surface. It goes by like a flash. But anyways, this andesite funnel right here, pulls them out, dumps them on the belt, and the spout fills it. We'll hang tight and see if we see another bucket come through. If not, what I could do is I got 5 extra buckets right here. So we can toss 5 in and you guys can watch. So that's what it looks like. And it's dumping those into that warp pipe, which goes to the upstairs. And as you can see, or hear that sound, those were those buckets of lava coming in here. And I love this setup too because we have full buckets of lava on the surface if we need them for anything in our create setups over here or mixing. And this gives us basically infinite power. So we can just use our power as we see fit. We're only getting like 40 RF a tick or something out of this right now, but currently we don't even need that much power to run everything we need to run. So I hope this is helpful for you guys in your worlds, or you enjoyed this kind of content. And if you want to see more of me playing Uncharted Expeditions, I stream every single Friday night on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to start doing it on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Hey y'all, Editing Wooly here, and I found myself watching this like, oh, that's cool and all, but you didn't tell them how they could use these warp pipes. And I know it was kind of a problem for me just figuring it out because I'd never used them before, so I figured we'd go over it real quick. So these warp pipes, you find them in the bottom of the ocean, anywhere. They come in all sorts of colors. Just go around and look for bubbles coming out of things that kind of look like coral, and those will be warp pipes. So you place them down in the 2 locations where you want them. I don't know if they're cross-dimensional. I guess I could check it with a hyperbox, but I don't really have time, so I'm trying to get this together and out for you guys. So you take your wrench and you shift right-click, and that is going to bind it to 1. And then with your wrench, you shift right-click on another, and that will bind the 2. Now, this wrench is now unbound again. It will not bind. You can't bind like 2 pipes to the same 1 pipe, or at least if you can, I don't know how. And so now, for demonstration purposes, if we actually get our pipe wrench in there, you'll see, it comes out over there. So it works for items, and it works for people. So let's throw our wrench over by that one, and then there's our wrench. It's got a slight cooldown, but as you can see, there you go. These work over massive distances in the overworld. I really hope that this is able to give you guys some creative ideas on how to utilize these warp pipes and the create setup in your worlds. And thanks so much for watching.